What's up, banana bunch? Bunch? Bunch?
Welcome to the Junglejims podcast. Well, what is up, Banana Bunch? Welcome to the Junglejims podcast. It's, what time it is. I blew my intro. It's been a while. I'm really excited to be back in the studio. I'm here. Isn't this great? Congratulations. We're all back. The crutch is out of frame, but I'm going to start easing my way back in, doing my interviews back here again, at least coming in a couple times a week to do this as I go through physical therapy, amongst other things. Good times all around. Well, first off, we just had Weekend of Fire. That was my first time back in the store in months. I tried to get through that. It was a little taxing, but I got through it. I tried so many great sauces. First off, I want to congratulate all of the vendors for you all. It was great to see you all compete. I tried so many great things. Congratulations to all of you that won some of our contests this weekend, both the vendors as well as the people who came out and just entered the contest. I thought that was great. I always love when that kind of stuff happens because I'm just like, no, please eat this spicy coney that George at Chili Rocks made, or no, how about this spicy wing challenge? It was great to watch. Everyone was very sweaty, loved it. I know a lot of you got to ride the monorail. You were hyped on that. The Cool Zone was great. I'm so glad a lot of you came over there. Now, while I was at the Cool Zone, I started eating this delicious spumoni. I see they've got Italian ice, and I'm like, wait a second. I don't think Midwest people really know about that. That's like one of those pain points when I first got here. I was like, we don't have Italian ice anymore? What am I supposed to do with this? Well, that leads us into the theme of this week's episode. I'm just going to dive right into it. We have a new seller here. I'm actually still going through this bottle of Fuji sparkling water. You'll see me drinking it on the show. It's delicious. Still got a hiss a few days later, right? It's so refreshing. That's what the pause was for. But they came in. This is awesome. They came in. They brought us all these new Italian specialty goods. We're going to learn all about that. But before we dive into the interview itself, I just want to remind you all, download the Junglejims app. There are exclusive savings every week in there. You can view the weekly ad. You get to view the next week early. You get to view the next week's ad early through this. I believe it pops in on Thursdays now, so that's really great. So you get way ahead of the game. We have all kinds of stuff on sale. We're doing some Labor Day focused ones. Prices like it's $19.75. One of those. It's great. It was very cute in the ad too. I loved it. We didn't have podcasts back then, so I'm just pretending I'm a talk show radio host here at Jungle at WJJI. Anyway, that's really cool. There's all kinds of cool new stuff. This is one of my favorite things about getting to know our buyers here is they're always trying to find products that you may have tried, but either they're made by different manufacturers. That's why sometimes you'll see multiples of different things, but we try to give you a great value on them, right? And so what's been really great about this is that Lou, who I think is considered the head buyer, I've been gone. I don't know what's changed since I've been back. I'm going up to the office after I edit this. But he started bringing all kinds of stuff, and we were just like, oh yeah, we love these little, we love these little, like the little crunchy wafers, right? And this one comes from Boloco. These are like half the price of the one that we used to carry. I think we still may carry those as well, but my point is there's great deals, and the products are awesome. Been ripping through, I think we talked about on the show forever ago. These petit déjeuner little, that's breakfast for the people who didn't take high school French with me, but these are these lemon scented little cookies. They're refreshing. Dip them, have them with like a cup of coffee. It's perfect. So anyway, I don't want to ramble too much more. I just want to get right into this. So let me introduce you to Eddie here. He's going to tell you about all this new stuff they're bringing in the store. This is my first time back in the studio in months. So this is a moment. We're both full of anxiety. Do me a favor, introduce yourself to the audience and who you're with.
Okay, I'm Eddie Greco from OGI Foods in Chicago, Illinois.
Awesome. Well, welcome first and foremost. I'm assuming that's probably why I have this pile of stuff on the table right now, right? So what do you all do?
So we're importers and distributors of Italian, basically, primarily specialty products. So, my dad started the company back in 1977, and he had a vision of bringing fine Italian imported products from Italy into this country and being able to sell it to grocery stores, specialty delis, restaurants, and so far his vision has worked. We're in the second generation.
Awesome.
With myself carrying it on, and these products that he's picked out and we've actually evolved and added on through the years have just done fantastic. It's premium quality ingredients with a great price, compared to having products that come from here. The ingredients are all natural. You won't find any ingredients that are like man-made, like GMOs or anything like that. That's kind of like the primary reason of the growth, I think,
Sure.
because people are looking to eat healthier, today, and reading labels is a big
Sure.
thing nowadays. So, yeah, just carrying it on, and now happy to be up here in Cincinnati and visiting you guys and being able to do more, and with our products out here. So we're super excited and
It's been cool.
thankful, and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Oh, you don't have to be that nice to me. I promise. I'm still going to eat it either way. No, I loved your note. It made me think of the classic Lou quote. No, I'm saying that like he's not in the
Yes,
room with us.
yes.
But what was it? Cadillac products, you go prices.
Exactly.
So funny enough, it was these wafer cookies. This is right before I got in my accident. Lou brought me these, and he brought me some of the competitor ones, and he was just like, just blind taste these, show them to your friends, whatever. And, we were all trying them, and we were like, oh, these are really great. And I was like, what if I told you they were also half price? You know what I mean? It was like, It was a great day for all of us in the wafer community. Yes. You make a great point about the GMO thing too. I mean, and not that that's specifically a thing, but more about how the consumer has chosen to become really educated in the last few years. I'm really noticing it in the last few years in particular.
Absolutely.
And it's like the popularity of like food culture just becoming so ubiquitous anyway. But I find it fascinating because like a lot of the comments I feel, people are asking very, or how should I say, more deep cut questions that I thought they would about products when we do like social posts or podcasts, things of that nature. I'm always kind of blown away by it a little bit, not in a bad way. I'm like, oh, cool. So, we can actually talk about this,
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm still sitting here thinking, I'm like, I should do everything very broad. I got to be the idiot for everyone else. And then they're like, no, we'll talk about the different fake sweeteners out there.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yes,
that's cool.
absolutely.
Do you have a favorite thing in the line?
We also do a lot of perishable stuff. So,
cool.
we do like a lot of meats,
Yeah.
cheeses as well.
Oh, do we bring those in too?
Pastas, I'm a pasta guy. I love pasta.
How can you not be?
So that's like kind of my fave go-to. Pizza, of course, you know what I mean?
Can't go wrong.
I love it. But I mean, just everything in general is just coming with like, great ingredients and natural products. So this way it's like, it's healthy for you, but at the same time, it's very, very good.
Hit that comfort note still too.
Exactly.
Did we bring in some of the meats and cheeses too?
Or
were you still beating Lou up about that?
Yes, we're working on it, so we will be pretty soon.
I like to, we obviously have a fun relationship, but I really do like to poke at him anytime the recorder's on. And I was like, oh, what do I need? Oh, Italian meats? Yeah. I was like, Lou.
We gotta get some more in.
He's shaking his fist off camera at me. Not to be a weirdo, but I am a sparkling water fanatic, so I am very thirsty this morning for whatever reason. Whatever reason I won't admit on camera.
Cool story about that water.
Yeah, tell me all about it.
It actually comes from a place in Italy where it's known to actually do away with kidney stones.
Whoa!
So that's the sparkling one, but the natural water, distilled, is the one that people go to for like just removing kidney stones. Simple as
No
that.
kidding. That's crazy. This is a really funny note I just noticed on the bottle. For several centuries, Fuji has been the favorite water of artists like Michelangelo and popes like, I can't probably pronounce his name, but the Pope loves this water too. I'm a big sparkling guy too. Well, I don't have kidney stones, but I mean, if I continue to not have kidney stones, I'll sing his praises too.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you get that nice like. I wasn't sure if it would be like had that minerality to it, but I'm like, good, it doesn't, because I don't love my water very salty. That's really refreshing and carbonated in the way that I like. I haven't gotten to say this in months, but I tell everyone, Eddie, I like a drink that tastes a little angry at me.
Yes.
Hit that note for me immediately. I'm getting screamed at internally.
And drinking water in glass is the best way to do it. The plastics, you know what I mean? Just with how they're made and, and the chemicals that are inside. If you do glass, it's the best way to drink water.
Yeah, everything that comes out of glass always tastes a little cleaner,
Absolutely.
a little more refreshing.
Yep.
I only regret not putting this in the fridge first, but like I said to you off camera, I was like, I'm incredibly thirsty this morning. I'm drinking it like you will find me in my refrigerator at 3 a.m, just ripping the lid off. I'm like, oh, don't drink the open bottles in my house, folks. But I wouldn't have offered one to you anyway. That's so cool. You all brought in, didn't you bring the Italian ice too? Is that a thing as well?
Yes.
Oh,
We're doing a little food show
about that.
at, I think it's called the Cool.
The Cool Zone for
Zone.
the Weekend of Fire
we
right
got,
now.
lemon ice, blue raspberry watermelon, and spumoni.
Oh,
that we're having
spumoni.
people try. So
When they like
that's
whispered
doing
that in the background, it brought out every little East Coast kid in me moment. I was like, oh, let me get that sweet blend of cherry and pistachio, baby.
I was actually surprised. I mean, a lot of people that have stopped at the booth actually, know what it is. Like, because the vendor back at home, he's like, well, what flavors should I do? And of course he says with the ice, he's like, do lemon, do blue raspberry,
classics.
watermelon. But I'm like, well, what about like a spumoni? He's like, I don't know if they're gonna know it out there. I'm like, let's give it a shot.
I got to be honest. I'm surprised to hear that from you too. I really, because like my whole life, I was like, people were just like, "What are you saying?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
as soon as we offered it, they're like, "I'll take the spumoni."
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
So we're actually one container left on the spumoni. We still have plenty of ice, so that's been the favorite. Right
But we're
now.
going to be carrying that stuff in store as well.
We
Is that true?
do right now.
That's
so
oh my
you have
gosh.
it in the pints in your Italian section. I think aisle 13.
Sweet.
So,
Look at that. Oh, I don't even know where that is.
well, I had a lot of people asking, so now I know.
Yeah, no, do you know
exactly where it's at?
implicitly?
I showed a couple of people actually where it was, so I walked them back to it. So I've been getting my steps in for sure.
I love it. Oh
being
my
here
God, are
this
you kidding me?
weekend.
Well, I'm saying this now. Yesterday was like my first day back in the building in months, right? And so I'm like crutching it up. I was like, this shouldn't be fine. I won't have to walk too much. And then I realized like an hour in, I'd already had to take multiple laps around the Hot Sauce Festival. My ankle is blown up like a balloon. So I'm still easing my way back in here. But oh my gosh. So now you've been here,
Oh, yeah.
Let me look through the pile and see what else is fun. Oh, these look fun. I didn't even... At first, I literally didn't look at all the packaging because I used to buy these all the time, so my brain was stuck on that.
And Italian cookies, croissants, that's like Italy's breakfast.
Yeah, they get the
we
little
don't
pastry
do
cream.
like scrambled eggs or omelets or anything like we do here. That's basically breakfast. They'll have like their coffee, of course, because that's a main thing that for Italians, the espresso. And then they'll have like a croissant for breakfast or like a cookie with like, milk.
Yeah.
And all they do, they just dip it in their coffee.
Perfect. Get
That's their
going.
breakfast, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. These sound really good. And this has pistachio and
Yes,
chocolate filling in it. Look at that, guys. The first one I held in case I didn't say anything and it cuts away. This one's cream filled. Yeah, exactly. It's dream filled. That's where I'm at with it. We got a little hot jarred here, maybe. Right? Oh, overall pizza topping. So in the ballpark, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited about that. Which one's this here? This is the mild one. So for the weak folks out there, we got a quiet jar of peppers. Oh my gosh, I'm so stoked. Oh, these are
For
cute.
the pasta, and again, if you look at the ingredients,
Yeah.
there's literally 2 ingredients there, which is
It's like semolina flour.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's so cool.
But if you would grab one that's made in the States, unfortunately, you
Yeah.
probably have about 25 to 30 ingredients that they throw in pasta.
Oh, for sure.
And it shouldn't be, but that's how they make things in the United States for some reason.
For sure. I think, the more I obviously kind of in a privileged place, right, that I can sit here and go, well, it's funny. I became hyper aware of it while I've been trapped at home, right? Because how should I say this? I've only been able to shop the competition due to proximity and I couldn't drive, all that stuff. And not looking great on the U.S. production side at all. It's kind of,
it's very disappointing.
For sure.
Because we, have probably the greatest country in the world,
right.
But we don't really take care of our, of our food as good as these other countries do. They just, they don't, cut corners or anything. I mean, they just use, prime ingredients, all natural and the best of the best. And here it seems like, we cut corners just to get a price point or just to make more profits. And we're not giving people, the right, things to put in their bodies.
I joke all the time. I'm like, clearly I'm a product, or not a product, or like a number rather. And I'm like, I know you want me to buy stuff forever. Yeah. And I got to admit, I'm on board, but keep me alive. And I think keeping me alive is going to be like, it's that weird thing where, again, doing all these like health checkups and I'm sitting there going like, I mean, you can see what I look like. And I go to the doctor and they're like, oh, things are good. And I was like, I swear it's because I only eat international food now. And I'm just like, in the last 3 years, I mean, and it's like little silly things that I can tell on an internal level where I'm like, yeah, it might be big, but it's weird how that blood pressure's still looking pretty good. And it's weird how all these other things are looking pretty good. Yeah. It's crazy to think about. So you'd think then, as a great country like ours, we'd be doing, I want you to buy forever. Let me do whatever it takes to make, I'll be a long time consumer.
It's like a car, if you have a Ferrari, are you going to put cheap gas in there or are you going to put the best of the best?
Right.
Why do we do that to our bodies?
Great question.
I don't know. Why don't we put the best of the best in our bodies? If we do, then we're going to perform better, just like a car.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't do it with cars, but we do it with our bodies.
Yeah. That is kind of funny.
It's just the education part.
Yeah.
People are more educated on what, they're eating and the ingredients and what's good for them and what's bad for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They would make better choices. But unfortunately, we don't advertise it in this country.
Sure.
it's a profit.
Right. It's
all
like,
for
hey, we
profits.
got it quick, we got it easy, and we got it cheap. Come on in.
Right,
and you're like,
that's it.
there's no negatives of
Right.
this.
Right. And and they're not telling you the truth. I mean,
No, of
even
course.
like the fast food in this country is, they say it's like, great quality and all that, and it's not. If you dig deeper and you see how these, different,
Right.
fast food places are making product or what they're actually, using in these things, it's not good for us.
Yeah.
But of course they're not going to advertise it because
Right.
it's a
Because if you
it's a
can't trust
business.
Ronald
It's all
McDonald,
good.
who can you trust?
You trust? Exactly. The Colonel.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. He's on it. Well, he's a Kentucky man, so everybody's really hot on him locally. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. Let me see what else we got in the lineup here. I see we got a little olive oil, Colavita. I'm familiar with them. And then I did mention these offhand off a second ago. Which one? Oh, these are the ones. These are my go-to. I think this is actually one of the first products Lou and I bonded over, because I was like, my high school level French intake, I was like, petit déjeuner, I know all about breakfast, let's go. And I love a lemon cookie. So for a while it was seriously in here, we'd be coffee, lemon treat, it was perfect,
Yeah, that's Italy's breakfast pretty much.
And that's just as quick and easy as all the other things that we'd otherwise be sold, which is why, in my opinion, and one of the things I love about this job and this place is that I can come in here and get stuff like this instead. Still quick, still easy, still cheap, but you read the packaging and you're just like, oh, that's crazy. It's like 4 ingredients, just like if you were making
People
cookies
would
at
maybe
home.
think it's more expensive to buy imported foods.
Nope.
It's actually less expensive than buying domestic foods.
Again, as somebody who has been purely buying American-produced products for the last 2 months, repeatedly, not, and I know no one will take me seriously because I work for this company, but the cost was dramatically higher than everything I would spend. And I'm saying that even before any discounts I receive as an employee here, dramatically higher.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's something I know I like to fight against as junglejims, but like it is that thing where like these are it's funny to me to go grab a bag of these for cheaper than I could get a box of Oreos, for example, that are a third of the size.
Absolutely. And they just keep you wanting more.
Yeah.
It's like you just put that stuff in your body and your body craves it more.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I would love shortening on a little chocolate cookie.
right? What oil is that? What are we putting in our bodies?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So this is the starting lineup. Are we bringing more stuff in over time? Is that kind of the goal here?
Yes,
How does that work for you guys? Let's dive into that.
Basically, like, it was nice coming up here,
Yeah.
because Lewis told me about it, but you really can't put 2 and 2 together until you actually physically come here and you walk this place. It's just incredible.
It's weird, isn't it?
The opportunities that, we have to do business together out here, it's going to be, incredible. I don't even know where to start. I'm like so excited. I can't wait to get back and start sending Lou, all these like different like catalogs and pricing and products, because we're gonna hit a home run. And,
I bet.
And your customers are gonna be happy because you're giving them great products at a great price and healthy. So it's a win-win.
And I'm loving seeing this particular section grow.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about this a while back, and then I never really articulated it on the show or anything, but I was like, we struggle. I spent a lot of my youth in New Jersey, New York, so I was always around good Italian food anyway. And then now being with relative close proximity to Chicago, same thing. But I kept thinking, it was like, Cincinnati struggles in the Italian restaurant end. I have way better luck just going to the store here and then like learning a recipe. You know what I mean? I was like, does anyone have a grandma I can ask some questions for? Where's your Nona?
Right, where are they at?
That's awesome. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm sure I'm looking forward to this. What was that, Godfather? Oh, the arancini. Is that
the rice
here or
balls,
coming?
too. There's some here right now in the frozen section, but we're actually going to bringing them, the bulk ones for your deli and your
cool.
kitchen department too. So
I've heard
they're going
that.
to be made fresh every day out here.
No
so,
kidding.
Yeah, it's going to be a great product for you.
Oh
guys.
my gosh. And since I think you should explain this like they're 5, can you tell the audience what arancini is so they understand why I'm so excited?
Arancini is basically like a rice ball that has there's different flavors. There's one that's made with ricotta and spinach, and then there's one that's made with like your traditional one is actually like ground beef, carrots, and peas. Like,
Cool.
That's go-to. And just basically just all put together, and it's breading. You could bake it.
Yep.
Or, you could fry it, of course.
Sure.
But
Classic.
you're using, good oils. You got to be careful with that, because then basically exactly what we're talking about, you're not putting something good in your body.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But it is just...
And it tastes just as good baked.
Oh, gosh. It is so good.
Yeah.
People try it. There's cheese in there. It's just like... It's hard to explain, but when
No,
people
it's
try
crazy.
it's just like they're going to be blown away.
I was trying to explain that. I was like, imagine a bolognese bomb wrapped in risotto, wrapped in breading, and then either fried or baked out, and it goes so good. It's like one of those. It's one of those things that I'm actually surprised American restaurants haven't started like ripping off as like a famous appetizer yet. So, well, you can try it here first, folks. We got them in bags and freezer. You got it. They are. I tried the samples when they first came in, and they were crazy, and I've been annoying Lou and Gina in the deli for months to ask when it's coming here. Thankfully, now I can annoy Eddie as well to ask when it's coming in. That's awesome. Is there anything else you want the audience to know while you're here today?
No, I just
Good.
want everybody
Get out.
knowing that we're going to be bringing in a lot more product, a lot more healthier product, at a lesser price than what is offered out here, and you guys are going to be eating some good Italian food.
I can't wait. Thanks so much, Eddie.
Very excited. Thank you for having me.
Glad to be here. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, appreciate you taking time today.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You guys have been great, and everybody here has been super nice, and we're just excited to be part of this growing process with you guys. And,
oh yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Well, I'm going to try and ruin all of that goodwill then. No, all getting excited. Thanks for coming in and sitting with me. I appreciate it, Eddie. See, told you, mostly painless, right? Except for the knife in the back of the chair. Eddie, thank you so much for your time. It was great having you in here. Welcome to the jungle. I'm very excited to have access to spumoni of that quality and Italian ices in my house all the time. Well, I'm going to pretend you all said welcome back. Thank you all for having me. I'm glad you all were patient this summer while I was doing less than amazing versions of the show at my apartment. But we're back, baby. And I cannot wait to spring new stuff on you. What does the expression shelf space showdown mean to you? Find out. Just subscribe to the show. Follow us on social media. Great to see you all. It's very nice to be back in the studio. It's much roomier in here than my living room. It's great. All right, everyone. On that, I guess actually this time you really will see me out in the aisles.
The Jungle Gyms podcast is recorded in the WJJI studio inside Jungle Gyms International Market in Fairfield, Ohio. The Jungle Gyms podcast is produced and hosted by Mark Borison.